Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Soft Elbows with Abby and Emma. Soft Elbows 2.0, you might say. We're here. We made it another week. You all didn't boo us off the screen, even though Steve's not here. Uh, Luna's here too.
Work with
She
us,
wants,
y'all. Like
yeah, she
it's,
wants to.
some
She wants.
growing pains as we get through this, but
Yeah.
we're only going to
Well,
hopefully get better. So the worst is behind us.
we will or we won't, but either way, we will still be here every other week, talking about weightlifting, aka our favorite thing in the world.
Yes.
We have a really fun interview at the latter half of this podcast, so please stick around. Our good friend Ben Tieu and his friend Tay Kim opened up a gym in the Northern Virginia area, and we wanted to hear about it. So we interviewed Ben. We had a really fun conversation. I always enjoy talking to Ben. And this was Emma's first time meeting him. And I thought they had a great conversation too.
We actually had to film that portion of the podcast earlier
Yep,
on a different date. So my voice, I think does it sound a little better today?
it does. You do sound better today. You're
Okay.
getting better. You're
So
healing.
it's gonna get worse on the second half, and I'm sorry, but we're powering through.
I think they're gonna be okay. So
Yes.
couple housekeeping items before we get into that and before we get into our kind of conversation that we wanted to have. So first and foremost, Baltimore Open did get postponed, so that did not happen this past weekend. My cat was really grateful that I was home all weekend instead of, going back and forth between weightlifting competition days. But they postponed that until February 7th. So a week and a half from now, Baltimore Open will still be happening. We will still be recapping. I'm still excited for my teammates who are competing there. Next weekend, or this coming weekend, I guess, is going to be the RVA Open. Very excited to see how the GMU crew does. I know they're sending a pretty large contingency down there. And so I will be tuning into that live stream. Very excited to see how everybody does. And then looking a little bit further into the future, the registration is open for Cap City. I know they are, trying to fill in those spots. Those spaces do typically go fast and they will sell out. So don't wait. Jump on it now. Get signed up for Cap City. And Emma, if you don't want to do Cap City,
Spring Fling is live as well. East Coast Gold in Virginia Beach at our HQ there.
yes.
April 25th, we're going to have a local vendor kind of fair. I don't know if we want to call it like a farmer's market because that's not really what it's going to be, but it's kind of the vibe we're going for. And one of my teammates, Claire, is really good with like local small businesses in the community. She's a photographer, so she's well connected. And we're trying to get as many like local little shops as we can to be there. So it should be a really fun one. And registration's live. If you are signing up, please don't sign up through the USAW link because we can't gather your t-shirt and some of the other information through that link. So if you do sign up there, I will connect with you. But just a little side note, if you hear this and you're signing up, please sign up through the East Coast Gold link because then I have all the information and I don't have to bug you for it.
We love that. We hate bugging.
Yes.
So that's really all that's coming up for current events. We're kind of in that downtime of training where like not a whole lot's going on, but it's about to gear up soon. So we do have the Arnold in a few weeks, which I'm excited for. But we'll talk more about the Arnold as we get closer to the Arnold. Emma, how's training going? You sent me a pretty cool training video this weekend.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, training has been definitely more of like a strength block, I guess.
Yeah.
Which we haven't done in a while. I think it's been all like heavier, but nothing in we're in like the eights ranges, sixes, like
Ooh.
complexes. But yeah, I feel really, really strong. And I like mentioned it to Phil. I was like, I feel really, really good on this program. And he's like, yeah, if we could keep you healthy, you do well on these programs. I was like, damn, you're right. And that same day, I tweaked my freaking quad on a clean pause double at pause in the catch. And it was a max out. And I hit 110, missed the jerk,
It did.
which is still going to haunt me.
But it
But my
was so good.
quad, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to. I tried to explain it to Phil. And I try to give analogies, and sometimes I feel like he's just like, that doesn't make any sense. But it felt like my quad like Charlie horsed, and it was like in a knot, and then it like pulled so hard that the knot like unraveled or something. I don't know. A strain. I strained it, like nothing crazy. I went and saw my PT. She needled the living daylights out of it. And we did a lot of like activation and cupping and all that fun stuff. So it's fine. I lifted today and yesterday,
Yay.
so it's okay. But yeah, high volume, feel really strong, very excited. But to his point, the main focus is also just like really trying to be smart and stay healthy, because as we know, if I have an open-ended anything, it's
You're
like,
gonna go ham.
yeah, I get like anxious a few days before because I'm so excited about it. It'll be like the last day of the program of the week before, and I know that the max out week's coming for like 4 days straight. I'm like visualizing, like, okay, what jumps am I gonna make if I want to hit this? And it's just like, I love it. I love weightlifting and I love maxing out, but I have to put a governor on myself, because in the beginning of my career, that's where I feel like I wasn't smart. Like, I just wanted to push, 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 and like, who cares if the wheels fall off? Well, you need the wheels, Emma. So, learning to push until the wheels start to wobble and then stop, and don't let them fall off. So that's been fun, I would say. Very competitive.
Yeah.
A lot of us are on the same program, so 1 kiloing each other, and just, it's been really fun. Training's been awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, my next competition probably won't be till nationals, so just trying to build. And I've been going to Planet Fitness. I don't know. New year, new me. I don't know. How about you? How's training?
Well, so I'm in this also a strength block, but my strength block looks different than your strength block. It's a lot of 10 sets of stuff. I think I made it into phase 2 of this program, where it's like a 3-day rotation of clean pulls and something, and then clean deadlifts and something that I can't think of for some reason. Snatch deadlifts and snatch balance was today. And then I had front squat, and it started out as jerk balance, but this past week it was like a pause jerk,
Okay.
which I had a lot of fun with. So it's like 3 big strength movements, 4 technically if you count the snatch balance.
Yeah.
3 big strength movements plus something else based on like technical need. I think
Right.
is his rationale there. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty friggin' boring. And Nico, I know you watch this podcast, so yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Sometimes boring
but
is
the thing
good
is,
though. Yeah.
yeah, and the thing is he prepared me for this, right? Like yeah, I'm just stating a matter of fact. It's boring. I'm not complaining that it's boring. It's boring. And he said this to me before I got on this program. Like, he was kind of talking it out. When somebody else was doing this program a while back, he was kind of explaining like what it looks like from a high level, and he's just like, yeah, it's a lot of boring stuff. It's not really very enjoyable, but then when you finish it, the whole idea is that, okay, you can take on all of this other like comp lift volume and comp lift intensity, like you're ready for it. And so
Yeah. No, that totally makes sense. It's like
yeah,
similar to
so
like the reload that we do after a big meet, because it's like we
right.
always have a week off, and
Mm-hmm.
then we do something that is, like, to your point, like, it's not really enjoyable, it's a little bit boring, it's different, like, you're not comfortable with some of the movements.
Right.
It's like a different type of stimulus, I
Yeah.
would say, is like how Phil would refer to it, is like you're just doing a completely different type of
Right.
stimulus, but it's
Yeah.
preparing that neuromuscular
For what's
everything
next.
for
Yeah.
what, like something like what he just gave us, where it's like, if we were to have jumped right into that, my wheels would have fell off, like,
Right.
you got to be smart with when you time some of the volume, and
Yeah.
like going up into it. To your point, some of that stuff is not fun, because you're building that fundamental strength to handle the positional work
Right.
and yeah, for sure. But I'm
Yeah.
excited for you to get through it and
So
get to the
that's
other
where, yeah.
side. Yeah,
Well,
you'll feel so strong probably, like
I
getting
hope
through.
so.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool now because like the first phase of the program, like I don't really feel like I did very well on it. Like I did most of the weights every single week as they were programmed. So like I was making it through the program and my technique got better. But like from a strength standpoint, like it was tough for me to see like tangible gain, if that makes sense. And
Right.
again, I'm not saying that I didn't get better on it because like I know I got better,
It's just
but
not the focus of the
right,
program. Yeah.
correct. And it's cool now with some of these movements that I'm doing now where it's like these are numbers that I've never touched before. Like I did 130 clean deadlift
I
the other
saw
day.
that.
I
It looked
did,
really strong too.
it felt icky. And like
Yeah, but
I think I
feeling icky and looking pretty good, that's like
yeah,
step one. Because most of the time
yeah,
you're like, oh, and people are like, no,
sure.
no, that was actually okay. And you're like,
Yeah. And like I think I've done that maybe once before where I've done that for a triple. But I just don't know. I can't remember. And then snatch deadlifts, like I did them at 95 for doubles today and like they freaking flew like they were poles. And
yeah,
then what I was really, really proud of was my front squats on Saturday. I had triples at 110, which anyone that knows me knows that Abby sucks at front squats, and triples at 110 is a big number for
huge.
me. And I did it for 3 sets. I finished 3 sets of the triples of the 10, and then I dumped my third rep on like set 4. So I did another double on top of that, that's a heavy ass double for me. And then I did it for an extra single cuz like the whole idea is you go through as many sets as you can, and when you fail once, you're supposed to take a break, try it
And
one more
finish.
time.
Yeah.
And if you fail again, then you're done. Um because like it's the point isn't to get through 30 reps of volume. The point is to like kind of measure where you're
Find the
at.
ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I was like, I old Abby she would have had Menti B about that and not getting through the program. But like I was really, really happy with getting through those 3 because like I've never done that for a triple before. My best triple I checked today actually was 108. Um
That's awesome.
and I did it once. Like I've
And the
that
form was really good on your reps. Like I think like when I commented on it, that was like my first thought was like, okay, 110 is heavy for Abby on a front squat for 3. That's really good. But also look at her positions.
yeah.
Like your
I
positions
stayed
looked really strong.
and that's for me like why I struggle so much with front squats and with cleans is
Same.
like if I cave,
Pooping dog. I
I'm
call it my
toast. Like
pooping
I'm not
dog.
standing that up. No shot. If
I
I'm
do,
yeah,
but my
like
bladder just comes out with it.
I miss the lift and I pee myself. It's like
Yeah.
double whammy. And like it's crazy. Like I see lifters like you come out of it and it's awesome. My coach comes out of like he can come out of the depths of hell like looking like shrimpy AF and he's gonna stand up. And that's crazy to me because like I can't. I don't know if it's yeah, I've never been able to do that. I've never have. So it's so important for me
Right.
to keep my front rack upright so that I can do that. So I was really happy with myself that I was able to keep my front rack upright to get through those because that's the key. And I think it goes back to phase 1 of the program when he had me doing RDLs at 125. Like I've never fucking done that before. That's crazy. And all these push presses
I
like
don't
to
have hamstrings, so I don't think I could do that. There's no way.
so
That's yeah. But
so
for sure, like that will make
yeah.
you feel that type of strength. That's why, like with the deadlifts right now, like we had the last program was deficit
Yeah.
8. The first 3 were regular. The last 5 were touch and go. And
Oof.
then week 4, like week 2, it was like how many we could do with that. And then there was a reload, and then we got to week 4, and it was just touch and go 8. Like how many can you get for touch and
That's
go 8?
crazy.
And
So
this is the first time that we've done deadlifts where I don't feel like my spine is just gonna like come out when I try to come
yeah,
off the floor at heavy weights. Like I I'm just not strong in that position, and I'm starting to feel stronger in that position.
I love
It's
that.
super exciting because to your point, it's like you catch it, and if you're like in the wrong position, then you're at dead stop, trying to stand up from that. Like, it's probably why Phil has us doing so many pause squats, because he's like, if you're going to catch it in a dead stop, you're going to stand that mother ever up. Like, you know, like you're not going to miss a front squat. If you get under it, you're standing it up. And then, like, if you miss the jerk, you know, like whatever. But I think in his mind, like, part of why I think we do pause is like get through the sticking point, you know, things like that. But for me, it's like if I can pause front squat 120, then like for 3 or something crazy, like I don't know what I can do. Probably not that. If I did that, I probably would cry
That would be
and celebrate and have a pizza party. But if I could do that one day, then when I walk up to 120, it's like, just get under it.
Right. Literally.
Like, just get under it and you got this, you know, like it builds that confidence. So I'm really excited for like the whole crew that's on this program, because I think we're building that
all
confidence.
Gonna get so dummy strong.
Yeah, like Lex did something like, I don't even know, she was deadlifting today and I was just like, wow, it must be nice. It must be nice to like have a spine and some hammies. Like her deadlifts are crazy strong, her positions are so good. So it's good. I kind of like that she's a week ahead of me, so I get to see her do it, and then I'm like, okay, you got this, because it's like it's hard, you know.
Right.
We're now down to 6s on deadlifts, but there's a pause at the knee for the first. I think I did it today. I forget. Like the first 2 or 3, you're pausing at the knee, and then it's touch and go.
That makes sense.
But it's 6 total reps. Yeah. So it's like kind of to your point, like with programs, like the last one is building into this one, and I'm sure like we'll probably have one more similar block with lower reps, and then we'll just like switch it up probably completely. But yeah, it's been a lot of squats, a lot of deadlifts, but we all are feeling pretty strong. So
that's awesome.
Maybe we needed it.
Yeah. And for everyone who doesn't know, Lex is Emma's teammate. Alexis Danchek. Yeah, you're good.
Alexis,
I want to make sure we shout her out.
She's gonna hate that I put Lexi in there, but Danchek,
yeah, she originally from the DC area. She moved down to Virginia Beach a few years ago and found a home with East Coast Gold, and now I get to see her every time I go visit Emma.
Yeah, she also like national ref, all the things.
Oh yeah, she's
very involved with USAW as well. So
love that.
Yes, I'll be better about giving last names.
I'm the worst about it. Steve used to call me out for it all the time. That's the only reason I know to look for it. But that's gonna do it for us here today. Thanks for listening to us yap. Please listen to us yap some more, but with Ben. Stick around for that.
Different outfits,
different hair,
because
different everything. My hair. I think I actually did my hair. I don't remember if I did my hair when we recorded, but anyway. All right, everyone. Have a great week of training. Well, as promised, we do have a very special guest here, Mr. Ben Tieu, who is one of the co-owners of a brand new gym in the DMV, the Powerhouse DMV, more commonly known as at Diet Coke 79 kg. Ben, say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Diet, last name Coke. Second last name 79 kg. That's me. Yep. Also known as Ben sometimes. It's the close friends, yeah.
Love that. So Ben, I had the privilege of training at your gym last weekend. It was freaking awesome. I'm very curious, kind of a little bit more about your background in weightlifting, period, and then how you and your co-owner Tay Kim decided now and all of the details that go into the gym.
Yeah. So for me, I've been weightlifting for about 5 years now. It all started with a YouTube video. It was Clarence Kennedy, if you know who he is. I saw a video of him back squatting 306 kilos, and then I went into his page and I saw he did all these Olympic weightlifting stuff, and I was like, dang, this dude is so jacked. I wonder if I did this, will I get as jacked as him? And then I did it for a while, and I was like, oh, I'm not getting jacked, but I really like the sport. So I just kind of stuck with it, and then, I don't know, it just was so much more fun than any sort of other exercise I have ever done before. I knew, like, if I wanted I wanted to be in the gym, but if I was going to do something, I might as well enjoy it. So that's how I got into weightlifting. And in terms of how or why I started coaching, it was back during right after COVID. This was after my Clarence Kennedy phase. I wanted to find some people to lift with because we just got out of COVID. Everyone was starved to have social interaction with each other, and I wanted to share my passion of weightlifting with other people. George Mason didn't have an Olympic weightlifting team at the time, so I founded the team, or I applied to the club sports committee for there to be an Olympic weightlifting team. That got approved on the condition we find a coach. And I didn't really know anyone, so I was like, I'll just get my level 1. So I got my level 1, and I also coached the team. Really didn't know what I was doing, but as time went on, I kind of learned how to coach, how to actually program, things like that. And in terms of starting the powerhouse, Tay was my assistant coach for George Mason, I'd say a year and a half ago. So winter 2023 semester. He and I, we would train at the rack because he also went to George Mason. That's how Tay and I met. I actually coached him first. That's how we met. He was looking for advice. And eventually he became my assistant coach. And if you don't know anything about the rack, it's a horrible facility for weightlifting. You can't drop weights. You can't use chalk. Everything's in pounds. The barbells, some of them spin well, some of them don't. But most of them are either bent from people doing squats on them, or the knurling is messed up because of the, when people are squatting, it's pretty rough on the knurling where you snatch. We're this is just not a proper facility for weightlifting. But, we didn't have any choice for 2 years. So Tay and I was like, what if we just start a gym? This is what we want to do anyways. The George Mason people, they deserve a space with the proper equipment to train. So yeah, we got to work winter of 2023, coming up with a plan, designing our logo, branding, locations, things like that. So we were, we wanted to do it the right way. So we had a lot of, we went to the small businesses administration. We did classes. We learned how to design a business plan, how to do accounting for ourselves, things like that. So that took a couple months, and the hardest part was finding a location because the market is so effed up right now. It's so difficult to find a space, and most landlords will just freak out if you do any sort of weight dropping, or if there's more volume than 2 decibels of sound coming out of your gym.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty absurd, especially in Fairfax. So we're in Springfield, which was as close as we could possibly get to Fairfax. That fit all our criteria. So yeah, that was kind of how the club got started, how we thought about the idea for the club, and here we are now with a brand new gym. I have a George Mason lifter out there right now lifting, which is
Who is it? Shout him out.
It's Brian. Brian?
Brian.
Brian
Yeah.
Beltran Gonzalez.
I met Brian at WSO Championships. I was running an athlete in the back, and Keshav and I shared a platform, and Brian helped load. Yeah.
No, he's so I'm gonna glaze him because I feel like he doesn't get enough praise. But he's the most down to earth, warm guy you'd ever meet, and I just he would just do stuff for us without me ever asking, on our not just with helping the gym, even though he was there almost all the time. He would help. He asked if you could help setting up the plate trees or cleaning up. But during our grand opening day, he would just he would lift, and then he stayed for an extra 5 hours just vacuuming around and cleaning things up. I didn't ask him to do this, but he just wanted to help out.
That's so nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like every gym needs a few members or people like that that just want to
Mhm.
be around the community, want to be there and
Mhm.
do what they can to uplift your gym in every way that they can. That's awesome to hear that you already have that day one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like extremely blessed to have met everyone who's on the team right now. Like, I feel like there are no bad members, which is,
That's
uh,
awesome.
yeah, it's like, I don't know if that should be like rare, but I just feel extremely lucky to
That's
have everyone
awesome.
on the
How
team.
many
Yeah.
members? How many members do you guys have now?
Yeah, so I'd say consistent members, I'd say around like 8. During like, when we start our semester, that's when we get like pretty busy. So I'd say like we'd have like 20 to 25 people in the beginning of the semester. And then as people realize weightlifting is not bodybuilding, they start dipping a little bit. And,
Yeah.
the next wave is like, dang, the sport is too hard for me or something. Then more people dip. But like every semester we get like around 3 to 5 new people who are kind of committed. So that's something. And I feel like the sport is growing more. So I've seen definitely an uptick in recent semesters in terms of attendance.
Yeah.
Woo!
And I feel like what you're describing is normal. Abby, I don't know if you can kind of attest to that as well, but I do feel like weightlifting is such a unique sport that a lot of times you get interest, and after a month or two a lot of people will be like, oh, this is not for me, or it does take a lot of time. A lot of times people are like, I want to get in 45 minutes, get out. And sometimes with especially class schedules for people that are students, it might not be realistic. But I also think what you're doing is just spreading weightlifting in general. So maybe they walk in your door, they do a month or two, and like, oh, this is like awesome, but it's too much right now. Maybe 5 years from now, they pick up a barbell again. It's because of your gym. So it's
Oh
still
yeah.
really cool to be that like introduction for a lot of people. And I think it can be intimidating, and some people will step away and come back and things like that. But yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely
It
attest.
always.
I can. Yeah, sorry, not to cut you off, Ben. I was
No,
just
go
gonna
ahead,
say
Abby.
I can attest to that because when you see weightlifting, especially at a very high level, like you see the Clarence Kennedys, like these YouTube famous weightlifters who are doing really cool stuff online. Like you see the way they move and you're like, oh shit, like that's so cool. And it's like, it's so unique. It's not like you're just looks fun to do because it's different, right? Not many people like see a snatch and are like, oh yeah, I've seen that before. No. Um and so like you get that immediate interest because it's so cool to look at, and then people execute it and they're like, oh, this is hard. It does take time, to Emma's point. And like
Yeah.
one of the things
Like,
Ben and I were talking about last weekend was that like accessibility is one of the biggest issues within weightlifting and why people don't stick with it. Be it that hours don't work or you don't have access to a coach who can help you out, la la la, whatever. Like, and so what I think is really cool, and like I can let Ben speak to this more because it's his baby. But the two coolest things that I find about the powerhouse, number one, is it's 24/7 access. So like, there's accessibility number one. You go on your own time, you've signed the waiver, like it's your space. It's a space for you to do your thing whenever you need to. Awesome. And two, what he's doing with the facility for the George Mason team, I think is really, really beautiful. And, they're very fortunate to have that resource that, like, really not many, if any, other schools have. And I think because of that, we're going to see even more growth. Just speculating here, within the GMU team.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
What were
Yeah.
what were your big goals, Ben, like for the gym itself?
Honestly, the biggest goal that we had was just to foster the growth of weightlifting at George Mason. I wanted the team to feel like a team. At the rack, our facility at Mason, there was only 2 platforms, And
Mhm.
it felt like we weren't like a coherent weightlifting team, if that made sense. Like it was just too crammed, and there was people doing other stuff and like near us, and
Yeah.
we'd get yelled at by the faculty for using chalk when we're not supposed to. We would just do it anyways. Things like that. Now that we have that space, I want to foster like like they have the space to themselves. Like they could
Right.
do the sport that they signed up for without any restrictions now.
Right.
So I want to, like, now that they have this ability, like we could actually like go deeper into the sport, like as a team, and not have all those limitations around it. So that was my number one goal, is to have a space for them to train and to foster the growth at George Mason. My second goal for the gym is to make rent. That would be nice if we could do that. I would, there is like a financial aspect behind this.
Of
Like
course.
this is,
Has to
like
be.
as any business, right? But at the same time, I want to make it so that it's like the most affordable option for students, because I know a lot of the students financially have a very difficult time even paying like an extra $10 or $20 a month for like a Planet Fitness membership. I've seen that be like a deal breaker for people. So we try to price it as low as we could possibly go, while having the quality space and equipment that students could use.
Right.
Yeah. And then lastly, I want to just foster growth in the community, not just of George Mason, but around. I would love to spread this weightlifting to people who want something more chill, like more laid back, who were intimidated by like weightlifting gyms that had, I guess, that had a ton of members like packed in, people who are already like super good. As someone who teaches like collegiate members, people who are new all the time, I feel like that beginner environment could be really useful in getting lifters to train from around the community.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you thought of any ways that you're going to think about kind of implementing that, whether it's like events or, I don't know if there's things on campus that you can like be a part of to get the word out, or anything that like the DMV can support in if you do an event. The more people that just show up and show how awesome the weightlifting community is and how welcoming it is, I feel like always helps people dive in head first, usually. So yeah, definitely. I know I probably caught you off guard with that question, but as you think about it, and you're kicking off this, this new business, this new gym, definitely keep us posted on that. Because we would love to support in any way we can to help grow, especially Abby and I were talking about kind of like the younger generation, and not that, when people graduate college, having something to still hold on to and still be a part of and grow in. And I think weightlifting can be that for a lot of people. So.
Yeah, I always think like if someone picks up a barbell for the first time because of me and they fall in love with activity, it doesn't have to be barbell related, just activity in general, then like my whole coaching career was worth it. Being someone who can spread like the love for health and fitness and lifting has been like the most rewarding part about this whole journey. In terms of events though, like Mason is pretty limited with how like what we could do. They have like some like events for clubs there. Like there's one called the Get Connected Fair that we get a couple members from. But in terms of things for the gym, Tay and I haven't thought that far. I recently had an idea just to host like free beginner technique for classes for snatch and clean and jerk, just no commitment. If you want to learn how to lift safely, then just come for a weekend for free. Just learn how to snatch, how to clean and jerk, and then if you want to lift here, that's cool. If you don't, that's also cool. I just want to make sure that people know about the sport, and maybe they'll like it. So yeah, I think as time progresses, we'll figure out more ways that we could hold events and other such things. But yeah, that's what we're thinking right now. Maybe teaching L1s at some point would be nice too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That was a great idea that somebody might have had this Saturday.
Yeah. That honestly, yeah, I
That's
forgot her
really
name.
familiar.
I just remember she was like doing a lot of deadlifts. It was kind of intimidating. Like I just thought no one should do that much volume.
I don't want to talk about volume. Don't want to talk about volume. Yeah, no, that's really awesome. I think you're starting something really special in that community, and like you said, they didn't have a space before. So even just creating that safe space where you can use chalk and you can drop the barbell, and
Yeah.
you're not like shoved into a corner and like you feel like you're a team without a home. So I'm really excited to see your team grow,
Thank you.
Over the next few years. And obviously, if you need any help with ideas as you're kind of thinking about how you can grow, reach out to Abby or I separately. Definitely open to chatting through ideas and brain dumping. But yeah, we're here to support you. This is really awesome, and it's been great just learning about your passions. And I know you talked a lot about just if somebody wants to move and be active after they are a part of your gym. And I feel like that's what's special about weightlifting is a lot of like-minded people end up joining, where then you discover new passions and new activities that you maybe wouldn't try on your own. But now that you're a part of a team and a community, you're more willing to take that leap of faith and try new things and be active in different ways that you maybe would have never before. So that's really awesome.
I love the bar dropping in the background.
I know.
This is a weightlifting podcast. Great. It just feels correct, honestly.
Right. Has anyone ever done a podcast like at a gym before with weightlifting?
I've recorded at Flex before, but nobody was there because nobody at DC Barbell trains on Saturdays. I mean, Abby J sometimes, Andres and Valen sometimes, and me and Nico most Saturdays. But like in general, Saturday is kind of a dead day at Flex. And there was one day that I went in and I recorded, but like no one was lifting. So yes and no, but I'm willing to pass the crown off to you for this one.
Thank you. It's an honor.
So I'm curious, like this is kind of a goofy question, but like being that you guys were at the rack and you only had 2 platforms and like, civilians are like walking around everywhere and stuff.
Civilians.
Like
normies.
I have to imagine 2 things. One, your lifters are probably like bomb proof. You know when people get like really uppity about like don't walk in front of me? I bet your lifters don't give a fuck.
Oh, seriously. No, seriously. There's in front of one of our platforms is a bicep curl like station or a preacher curl station. Like we would push it in front, like just so it's out of the line of sight, like by 1 foot. And then the next day it's pushed back in our like line of sight. So then we just gave up. Like people do bicep curls while like we're clean and jerking. I remember like I would train there when I was in college. And I was going for like my first like 300-pound clean and jerk, and this guy just pulled up. Like the preacher curl is facing like it's not facing towards the platform, it's facing like 90 degrees from it, so perpendicular. But he just decided to pick it up, like turn to me and like make eye contact while I had like 300 pounds here. It's safe to say I did not make it, but it was, I guess, intimate at least. We had some sort of connection there.
If you get focused in that environment, you could focus anywhere. So
literally,
right.
Building mental toughness.
Yeah,
1 rack at a time.
Yeah, one bicep curl at a time. I would say all my athletes are extremely like mentally tough. Like they never ever get frustrated from things outside of their control, such as like people walk in front of them. When people look at like make eye contact, sometimes like they lock in when they need to lock in. And I think from that environment, it really bred that. So I was thinking maybe I should like start like making eye contact with them when they lift here, because now that there's etiquette, we can't lose the toughness. So
since I will be doing your open gyms on Saturdays, I will personally request now, please do not do that to me. It will make me uncomfortable.
I will curl in front of you too, Abby, if that's okay.
Great. Lovely.
That's actually a powerhouse rule.
What, curling in front of all the platforms?
Only the coach could do it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have like, Tay and I will.
Yeah.
Don't look away. You're on your 10th pulse. Okay, yeah.
You also have one athlete who I feel personally victimized by, because he always does the split snatch and it throws me off every single time.
Yeah.
There's video evidence of me being thrown off by the split snatch. It was really embarrassing.
Yeah.
How did this happen? How did he get here?
So he did track in high school.
Okay.
And his coach, his coach was too lazy to teach him how to snatch, like squat snatch. So they just learned how to split snatch. And since that was how he learned it initially, it's kind of hard to beat it out of him, even though I really, really tried. So we actually have a deal going on. He's competing in 2 weeks at RVA Open.
Nice.
If he does a 5 kilo split snatch PR, I will only program split snatch for him. Like no squat snatches in the future. So we'll see if that happens. I actually really hope that he does do it, because it would just be cool to have someone split snatch.
That'd be really fun.
At the end of the day, I think that weightlifting is more than just like being the best weightlifter. It's about having fun. He just has more fun doing split snatches. And like, that's cool. And like, you still get your exercise in, you still train your explosiveness. It's just goofy.
Shock value.
Yeah.
And I love that he's competing too. Like, I really despise when like either newer lifters or people who feel like they're like not good enough to compete. They're like, I'm not going to compete. Like, you could literally lift just the barbell at a competition and have the time of your life. Like, just do it. And then the next time, like, even if you lift 1 kilo more in a year, like, cool. And even if you don't, cool. So I don't know. I love that you encourage your athletes to compete, because competing is so fun. And it doesn't have to, like, to your point, it doesn't have to be about being the best. It's about the experience of competing and still being in that like athletic mindset. I feel like for a lot of people, they miss that for, whatever reason. And weightlifting gives you that outlet. So
yeah, totally.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see the results of the split snatch and how he does.
Please tag at DMV Weightlifting and at Kilo Nugget.
I 100% something will be posted, and I hope it's not horrific.
Hell yeah. Well,
no
Ben,
pressure.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sitting down with us, and also for just welcoming everybody into your space. And also for like the 8th time, your athlete for the Tres Leches. That was delicious. I've been dreaming about it. But we appreciate you so much. Drop the gym's so we can tag and have everyone follow.
So the
Abby will have to
powerhouse.
do Emma Abby adventure and do a Saturday. I'll come down.
Please.
My cat just knocked something over.
I always say down because I grew up in Jersey, so everything used to be down.
That's fair.
But it's up. Come up for a training.
I talked to Nico, and both of us kind of want to do all of our open gym Saturdays at the Powerhouse from now on. So Emma, basically pick a Saturday. We'll probably be there.
Okay, good.
We'll
do it.
So the app, before we forget, is the Powerhouse DMV on Instagram. So I also would like if you guys follow George Mason, that's GMU.lifts
Yes.
on Instagram, because we're trying to grow the team more. And this has always been a goal, but we want to like make Virginia collegiate weightlifting thing again. The VCU team, the Virginia Tech team, like we had talks of like, we had talks of doing a collegiate meet, but that kind of fizzled out. So I think if we just get enough people interested in collegiate weightlifting, it will happen. Like these meets are going to be good. The future athletes are going to get even better, have more exposure, more support,
right?
Like that. So that's something that I would really like to see happen.
Emma, we should talk to Colton at William and Mary and see if what we can have him do. I feel like that'd be right up his alley.
He does like the strength coach stuff. I wonder if he knows anyone that would be interested in starting up a club team there too. I mean, I think it would be cool, even if you couldn't do something like big, like a competition or something with the Virginia teams. I think it could be cool to potentially even just have like a Saturday where you invite like those teams
Saturday
to
mixer
and do like a mixer. Like a
oh yeah,
I want to be like sorority over here, but kind of like a mixer where you can get to know other collegiate lifters and kind of grow the community that way as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's a good idea. Thank you, Emma. I'm gonna definitely do that. I'm gonna.
All right, guys.
I know Abby's got to go.
It's been real and it's been fun.
I'm so sorry that my voice is still like this. I went back to the doctor today, guys.
Oh, that's okay. It makes me feel like you're just moved by everything I say, which
I know. I'm like about to cry. But
all right.
It was great talking to you, and I will have to make a trip to your gym now so we can meet in person and do all the things.
Hell yeah.
Bye,
yes,
y'all.
Please.
All right, bye, everyone.
Bye, Abby. Thanks for the talk.